Yes, guys, I finally have batteries. Today it's kind of a good day for us here in Georgia. Outside it is raining. I don't think you can really see that well, but it's raining. It really is, and it's kind of nice to be inside and sort of in comfy clothes. And yeah, so that's nice. I have two major announcements for today. Well, actually, they're pretty much the same. But a lot of you might know, the new atheist, Christopher Hitchens, died, unfortunately, of esophageal cancer, or rather, he died of pneumonia due to problems with esophageal cancer. So, and also 2 days later, on December 15th, 2011, and in the space of 2 days, and basically, this guy was an atheist Marxist, and I bring up Marxist because another atheist Marxist died 2 days later, and by this day, because it's now December 21st, 2011, 4 days ago, the North Korean communist dictator Kim Jong-Il died. Unfortunately, I need to look up how he died, but he had been suffering a lot of problems with his health and also apparently his mind. So I always joked that he was Kim Jong-Il. He brings meaning to his name, both physically and mentally. But a friend of mine who lives in Florida, and this friend of mine is named Rick Brentlinger. He is the guy who, the gay pastor of Gay Christian 101, who helped me come to terms with, the biblical affirmation of my sexuality. And you can look up Gay Christian 101. There are these great videos, especially YouTube videos that are by another gay Christian, and you can look them up, and I think they're really good. The website and the information's really good. But anyway, he joked that instead of him being Kim Jong-il, now he's Kim Jong-dead. Or maybe there was someone else, but it was probably him. But I agreed with him that it was sad that atheists die without Christ in their hearts. Because as a Christian, I believe that if you're either a Marxist or an atheist, you're unsaved by biblical standards. Because when you hear Marxist, think of either Karl Marx, socialism, or communism. Karl Marx is the father of modern communism, and he was, of all things, an atheist. Of course, it's very easy for communists to be atheists, because there's no God to tell you, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet anything that is thy neighbor's. And that's what a lot of progressives here in America do. Progressives are like Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, Barney Frank, thank God he's out, Chris Dodd and Harry Reid, and George Soros. They are progressives. And a progressive, to me, when I hear that, I think of American communist or American socialist. The difference between a communist and socialist is a socialist is an evolutionary Marxist. They're both Marxists, but socialism is evolutionary Marxism. It takes time. It's like a cancer, as Glenn Beck described it. It takes its baby steps. Hence progressivism. What do you progress to? Communism. Communism is revolutionary Marxism. You overthrow the government in an almost anarchy-like state, and you destroy the government, and you don't reform it, you rebuild it. And how do you rebuild? What do you have to do in order to rebuild? You have to destroy. People want to destroy. There are people in this country, communists, who want to destroy our country, want to destroy the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution. So it's my job as an American and a Christian to try to stop them, as best I can at least, and die trying. But because I love my country that well. But anyway, back to them. you know, I've prayed for the Kim Jong and Hitchens family, you know, for particularly, I've prayed for Christopher Hitchens and Kim Jong-Il to repent and turn to Jesus Christ for salvation, but, you know, they haven't ceased, and I believe that when Hitchens and Kim Jong died, because in Asia, you know, you say the last name first, like Hu Jintao instead of Jintao Hu, you know, I would be like Erickson Jeffrey, but in the West I'd be Jeffrey Erickson, so it's that change. But, you know, I'm very sad that they didn't repent. And anyway, I believe that when they died, God, you know, judged them to hell by basically asking them, did you believe in my son? And in a comical sense, to use Ben Stein's words, God would be like, Hitchens, Kim Jong-Il, Christopher Hitchens, what have you been doing with your lives? I mean, I gave you life, I gave you good families, or rather, in Kim Jong's case, I put you in a high position of power, so really, this is the thanks I get for defying me, forcing people to worship you. I mean, why'd you ruin your life? So, and my mom and I think that the people going, oh, Kim Jong-il, at his picture and at his coffin, even on the escalator at a mall where he was last photographed, people were wailing. We think that was staged, because every North Korean, especially all the South Koreans watching this, will know that Kim Jong-il does not deserve worship, even if he were a Mother Teresa figure. I mean, Mother Teresa would never deserve worship because she's a human. And in my opinion, but if that were true, what they were doing was from the heart worshiping him, where he stepped, to me that is absolute idolatry. Communism teaches that and Hitler's socialist policies taught that your God, the state, is actually your God. And Hitler said, Germany is our God. So, really, to you new atheists out there like Richard Dawkins and Bill Maher, how much of a Christian do you think he is now? So, yeah, and, I mean, Kim Jong-il thought he was the God, and I couldn't, and people just bowing down, kissing and crying at these pictures, to me, it's just like worshiping them. From what I see, it looks like idolatry. So you're worshiping a human being, not just any human being, but you're worshiping give me a break. This guy was the Joseph Stalin of North Korea. He starved his people to death, and he forced them to eat what he chose for them to eat, to not eat what he chose for them not to eat. So I'm sorry, but do you want a government, well, actually I'm not sorry, do you want a government under the Obama administration that wants us to go down that similar road? I don't think so. So, and, you know, actually, I commented on Barney Frank's very rude response to a woman who, rightly so, said that Obamacare was akin to a Nazi policy. And then he referred to his ethnic Jewish heritage. And then he said, arguing with you is like arguing with a dining room table. That's unacceptable from any congressman to do that to a person with their own beliefs. That's not acceptable to say. I mean, come on, this guy is so... He can't admit to mistakes. He can't admit to what is wrong. He and Chris Dodd swindled America of its stock exchange money. I mean, my mom and dad's money, my parents' money, combined with your parents' money, and possibly, if you're an adult watching this, your money, if you're living in America from Delaware to Hawaii, he helped swindle our money. I mean, these people have to go. I'd like to see everyone in the White House, every progressive in D.C., from the White House, the Supreme Court, to Congress, I'd like to see them all leave. Every single progressive. And there'd be a lot of vacancies, trust me, in D.C. I mean, progressives have sort of defiled the original meaning of separation of church and state. They're trying to take over the country with the influence of Karl Marx's writings. They're spending our taxpayers' money on useless bailouts and unworthy stimulus packages. I mean, it's just not worth it. I mean, if overspending didn't work in the Soviet Union or Cuba or Nazi Germany, I'm pretty sure it's not going to work here. So, but, you know, I'm sorry, get off topic. Christopher Hitchens and Kim Jong-Il, I pray that their families find Christ, because according to what I believe in the Gospels, particularly the Gospel of Luke, they're in hell basically wanting to get over to heaven. But a saint like Abraham is saying, no, you can't. You had, in Christopher Hitchens' case, because he was of Jewish descent, he had Moses and the prophets, and he even was, since he was raised in the Church of England, he had the Bible. He had people like me saying that on God's behalf, that you were supposed to repent and believe in what Moses and the prophets preached, which was the coming of the Jewish Messiah, Jesus of Nazareth. And because they didn't listen to Moses and the prophets, then they have no hope. But now they're hoping that, I believe they're in hell, definitely. Kim Jong-Il deserves hell, but I deserve hell. But on a human-to-human scale, you know, he deserves hell. He really does. You know, they're wanting their families to repent, and I will pray for their families. Even if you're not Christian, I do implore you. Jesus called on me and my fellows, brothers and sisters in the church, to be a light to the world and the salt of the earth. And I hope that you will, if you believe in a God, to pray for their families, that at least they'll be okay and they'll get through any mourning at the loss of a relative. And I'm very sorry that in my opinion, they're eternally separated from God. I prayed for them a lot. Now I'm praying for the rest of the North Korean government, the regime, and Richard Dawkins and Peter Atkins, Daniel C. Dennett, Bill Maher, Janine Garofalo. I'm going to pray for them all the more and hope for the best. So thank you for listening, and can't wait for the Iowa caucuses very soon. It looks like Ron Paul's now leading. You know, I had sometimes these feelings that he would start getting up there. But still, I'm either for Ron, not really, Gingrich or Paul. I mean, but to me, Paul's sort of an isolationist. And we have to remember, John Adams was an isolationist, and that didn't really work out well. He literally isolated the country from Europe. So, and that's not good. We need to be involved in the world. So, yeah, the new Harry Potter chapters are coming up very soon. Thank you very much. Love you very much. 3 days till Christmas Eve, 4 till Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, all in all. Bye. Love you.